But let a skinny person say they don't want to be fat and watch these people erupt.
10, 10, 10, 20s and the 50s, bitch. I'm a motherfucking star. Look at the paint on the car. Too much.
You made it into multiple videos, including some of mine for being stupid. If you had just sat there and been fat, that would be fine, but you went out of your way to spread misinformation and act like a brat on the internet. Enjoy infamy. Let's just ignore that there are conditions that weight loss has been shown to alleviate. If you have a weight-related issue, just ignore it.
Okay, so you know those people who are really obsessed with dieting and weight loss? Do they ever remind you of religious cults? 'Cause I definitely see some fascinating similarities. Like, I feel like they all operate off the same core belief that being fat is unhealthy and bad and immoral. And then their whole religion is kind of built around that belief. And then I guess their doctrine would be like any article or book about like a weight loss method or like weight loss in general. And in order to get into the kingdom of heaven, you have to be thin. Because with the level of desperation that these people have to be thin, it really does feel like the stakes are that high for them. And then, of course, they're always trying to convert people by telling them about their new diet or, like, giving fat people unsolicited health advice. And like a lot of culty religious groups, they really do not respond well to, like, scientific evidence. Like, I could direct them towards some scientific evidence that refutes their beliefs, and oh my god, they are crying and pissing and farting and shitting and throwing up. Their entire concept of the world is crumbling before their eyes. But then in the same breath, they love to whip out random scientific studies that support their anti-fat bias. Honestly, it's not really surprising that there are so many parallels just because anti-fat bias has undoubtedly been shaped by Christianity. But that's a topic for another video.
Ah yes, wanting to be healthy is cultic, but not the fat acceptance movement. Got it. You even had a little Freudian slip, and admitted you were resistant to scientific evidence. It's the lack of awareness for me.
And if you wonder if I hate you, and that made me want to die. The idea you had of me, who was she? I never needed.
Don't speak for everybody. If I drop a progress photo on the timeline, feel free to leave nice comments.
Very obvious you have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. I've seen plenty of plus-size people who are extremely healthy. But I'm sure you know this. And I'm sure you also know that everyone's body types are different. Wow, shocker! Really says a lot about you as a person if all you have better to do is to sit on the internet and try to make people feel like shit about being plus size. What is someone being plus size or fat? How is that affecting you? Can you tell me? It's not affecting you. Yeah, but thank you for interacting though. You just boosted my video.
And I've seen plenty of smokers who are healthy. Hell, when I was in the army I knew a guy who ran through cigarettes and still had a better 2-mile time than me. Now what does that mean? Not a goddamn thing. Cigarettes are still unhealthy.
but I wanna die. This bitch.
These are very simple questions. Over what weight? A healthy weight. Why is a thinner weight a healthier one? Because there's diseases associated with excess weight. Why is thinness praised? This is a loaded question. Thinness isn't praised, not being fat is.
Alright, I want y'all to stitch this. What are some things that sound like compliments but are actually insults?
Oh my god, are you losing weight? You look amazing!
Why yes, I did lose weight, thanks for asking. On a serious note, imagine being this sensitive.
The process of deconstructing our own internalized fat phobia is a very uncomfortable process. A process which includes the ongoing process of deconstructing our own internalized racism, because fat phobia is rooted in racism.
I swear it's only white women who say this stupid shit.
Let me give you a study about why weight has nothing to do with your health. In this study, they tracked 5,344 people and looked at them over a period of 15 years to see their risk of developing heart disease. Some of these people were of normal weight and some of them were overweight, and some people in the study met the physical activity guidelines and some did not. They found that if you're of normal weight or if you're overweight, if you do regular physical activity, your risk of heart disease was exactly the same and nice and low. And if you didn't do enough physical activity as someone of normal weight or overweight, you had the same risk of heart disease, which was higher. Now, when I talk about enough physical activity, I'm talking about the HWO physical activity guidelines. Guess what? I don't meet them at all. I walk places, but I don't do any regular exercise that raises my heart rate or makes me short of breath. Guess how many times a doctor or physio has asked if I'm meeting the guidelines? We just need to throw out the concept entirely that weight is an important factor in health and chase up the other factors that are so much more important.
Obese participants with high levels of physical activity conferred a similar risk of CVD as normal weight participants with low level of physical activity, when we compared both groups with normal weight participants with a high level of physical activity. That's interesting. You didn't mention that. In order to achieve the same risk of cardiovascular disease as a normal weight person who does very little exercise, the obese person had to engage in a large amount of exercise. I wonder why you felt the need to not mention that. Feel free to like, comment and subscribe.